So, another story I wanted to talk about tonight, while we're on the subject of disinformation, the far right, reform MPs, narratives getting woven, I'm sure it wouldn't have escaped your attention the other day that the latest right-wing moral panic erupted or flared up on social media at the visage of a new job being advertised, seemingly on the Department for Work and Pensions website.
It is a job role for a Sharia Law administrator, and it was advertised on a UK, United Kingdom government website.
Also, people like Leanderthal, Nigel Farage, Zia Yusuf, Ben Habib, all of the usual cast, the ensemble cast of every recent pearl-clutching fantasy nightmare that we've been greeted with from what's the ones that we've gone through so far? Two-tier policing, all of the rich are leaving, debanking, kid farming. Actually, kid farming was ours, wasn't it? We made up kid farming. Well, this one was raised in conversation by the Reform lot the other night. Check it out. It says Sharia Law Administrator. It's being advertised on the Find a Job website. The Daily Mail, of course, jumps straight on this with the headline, job advert for 23 grand a year, Sharia Law Administrator. This is slightly later, is deleted after furious backlash. So here we got Leanderthal. This'll stop the boats. Starmer's Britain, giving it away day by day. Sharia Law Administrator, Manchester Community Centre. Then you've got GB News' Patrick Christie's. This should never, ever be allowed in Britain. The job requires a degree in Sharia law, but only familiarity with British law, which says it all, really. Who else have we got? Leo Curse, formerly of GB News. The idea that Sharia law is coming to the UK is a far-right myth. No, it's here, and it's funded by your taxes, he says. So I saw this, and I was like, okay, first off, there is no such thing as Sharia law in the United Kingdom. In fact, even in the somewhat hysterical Daily Mail coverage of this job posting, it even acknowledges it in the Daily Mail article. It's like, there's no legal basis for Sharia law, which, as I said on Blue Sky, my reaction to it, I was like, that just makes it all the more schizophrenic that you're then using the job advertisement as some sort of, credence or evidence that Sharia law is here in the United Kingdom. Like, it makes you sound ridiculous. It is like, it's true fantasy nightmare terror. Oh my God, wouldn't it be terrible if we had Sharia law in the United Kingdom? Then it's like, oh my God, that would be terrifying. Is that actually happening? No, it's not. No, it's definitely not. There's no legal basis for it. We just have British law here in Britain. All right. Okay, well then what are we even talking about? So there's no such thing as Sharia law here in the UK. Wouldn't be recognised in a British court. So yeah, I don't know, like spending your free time anger wanking over the anti-fantasy of what it might be like if it did. I mean, that's a weird hobby. That's a strange hobby to have. But the other thing that I thought in response to this was like, I mean, do I care? Do I personally care if a Manchester community centre is advertising for somebody to administer from the looks of things? A sort of, makeshift pretend Sharia court or Sharia court-like process. Does that bother me? And I came away thinking, like, from the loose amount of research that I did on it and on the community centre, I came away thinking, like, that doesn't really bother me at all. Like, if you want to set yourself up a fake court and you as a not-for-profit, like this is run by a veritable charity, if you want to piss away £23,500, was it? Hiring an administrator to help you with your pretend fantasy court, like that's up to you. It's sort of a free market, isn't it? It's not something I would do, I think, if I was running a charity, but, you can't, it's not the state's business to step in and tell people what they can and can't use their money for when they're running a business or a charity, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, unless you're really on the hooky, you know, using charity funds to fund your lifestyle, champagne and, you know, top tier, first tier, platinum tier hotel rooms or whatever. But there's no suggestion that that is what is happening here. It seems to me that they're just running a sort of fake court. And there's probably an element of, you know, community outreach, like for Muslim communities, Muslim families who might perhaps be a little bit more familiar with the way that things worked, quote, back home. You know, maybe there's a case to be made for this. I don't know. Frankly, it's none of my business, and I don't personally believe that Sharia law is taking over the United Kingdom or replacing the UK's court system. So fuck it. Like, honestly, I could not give a fuck less. But somebody started their own court aid. Somebody started their own fake court. Don't you care? I couldn't give two shits if I grew another arsehole. Guys. But then I did a bit more digging. And I found that some of the people who were defending the job advert, quite rightly, were pointing out that this is just a website. This isn't the Department of Work and Pensions. This isn't the legal system advertising for this. It's literally just a job board. Anyone can post a job on there. I have just posted, look, watch this, look. Here I am on the Find a Job website, advertising for a company called Your Dad's Balls. What do they sell? What do they do? What's the service that they provide? I don't know. Fucking hotel rooms to refugees, and maybe I'll staff a literal kangaroo court to prosecute former prime ministers and ban them from Putney. You could put anything on there. But also I found, shockingly, that the role, was not being advertised to run a separate parallel legal system that wouldn't adhere to UK law. Instead, I found this quote from the mosque, from the local Muslim community who were trying to run the role within a sort of community centre kind of setup. Check this out. It says, in a statement, the Didsbury Mosque said individuals of the far right had maliciously misinformed the public to incite hate and for political gain or out of ignorance following the publication of the ad by the Manchester Islamic Centre. Okay. They said the MIC advertised the role within its religious service and that it was not a government-funded post. So it's nothing to do with the DWP, which makes quotes by Nigel Farage, Lee Anderson, all of the GB News lot. Who else talked about it? Rupert Lowe. No, this is what Rupert Lowe said. The independent MP for Great Yarmouth posted, I formally questioned the DWP on what the hell they're playing at. We live in Britain. We do not have or want Sharia law. Well, you're in luck, Rupert, because it's not what is happening. So they're not affiliated with the government. The DWP advertises many jobs to help people obtain employment. This is an administrative role, and they advertised a job for local people. It was open to anyone to apply. We do not operate outside UK law or operate a paralegal legal system, which would be unlawful. We operate within UK law, and all of our policies reflect respect for UK laws. Under the law, some different faith communities operate a religious arbitration and counselling service within the law. And then, yeah, like basically it backs up what I was saying, or like assuming was the situation. Sharia councils in the UK are not formal courts and have no legal or constitutional role under UK law. They have existed in the UK since the 1980s and issue Islam-inspired rulings on family and marriage matters. And then this is my favourite bit. The term Sharia law is misleading. It's not a legal court. Instead, it offers members of the Muslim communities two separate services. Civil arbitration. Civil? Did I say civil? I don't know. Civil arbitration and religious guidance on numerous religious matters, neither of which constitutes a paralegal legal system. So yes, once again, you have this fantasy nightmare. Then you have the correction. You have the, what is this? Like Manchester Evening News website correcting it, dragging the disinformation back into reality. But who's talking about this? Like, that's long gone now. That was like 36 hours ago. That's long gone. The narrative is out there. It's been perpetuated and absorbed. The idea that people are secretly trying to implement Sharia law in the UK is done. It's settled, cemented. You know, nobody's talking about that now, are they? We're all talking about Nigel Farage being compared to Jimmy Savile or whatever the fuck this next outrage is. Isn't it? It's fantasy nightmare. Quick, give it water, give it light, let it flourish, let it blow up. And then by the time the correction happens, we're on to the next thing. They've all run away and ducked out of the narrative, the story that they've helped to perpetuate. They've all run away from it. Jumped on an EasyJet flight out of it or a rainbow cab, just like Tommy.